Today we decide what the best pizza in history is. Welcome to Pizza History 101. Now, pizza throughout the years has taken many different forms, and I've enlisted the help of 2 kitcheneers, plus myself, to plow through the annals of pizza history to decide which one throughout the years is truly the best in history. We are going to fully immerse you in the historical world of that pizza with 1, good cookery, and 2, excellent character work. You think we got what it takes to show them? What do you think?
He said annals of history. I like that.
Let's get cooking. Hey, Blaze Ratliff, Ratliff Enterprises, entrepreneur, consultant. Dang, glad to meet you. How much time do I have? Time? How much time? Great, we don't have a lot of time. Let's get into it. I'm about to tell you about the greatest pizza ever invented. 1985, Los Angeles, California, city of dreams. Did my dreams come true? Yes, and more. The greatest pizza ever invented. California Pizza Kitchen, barbecue chicken pizza. Next slide. It all starts with this guy, Wolfgang Puck. We used to say Wolfgang, this guy Pucks. You get the joke? You guys like jokes? You watch comedy? I can get you tickets. I can get you anything you need.
Is he all right? Is he okay?
I don't know. You good? You straight? You need anything?
Been hitting them.
Wolfgang Puck worked at a restaurant called Ma Maison in 1978. Big celebrity clientele. I also had a big celebrity clientele. Did a little business with the guy mostly out of the bathroom, sometimes in the alley behind it. But Ma Maison was not Wolfgang Puck's dream restaurant. No. His dream restaurant was to open a Marseille-style pizzeria. And that is where he met this guy, Ed Ledoux. We used to look at Ed Ledoux. We used to go, this guy Pucks. It didn't make sense because that was Wolfgang's name. It was the 80s. Things were moving very, very fast back then. So Ed Ledoux, he was an experimental pizza maker up in the Bay Area. He was putting pate, he was putting asparagus, he was putting clams on pizza, making pies like the world had never seen before. Just like me, I was doing business like the world had never seen before. You know what I invented?
What?
The Care Bear. Don't fact check it. Next slide. Enter 1982, Spago. I was actually in the background of that photo. While I was technically behind the building, I was doing a little bit of business in the back alley. Everything was legal. You're wearing a wire, you got a lot of layers on. You're wearing a wire, you got a lot of layers on. Check me. Check
Boss,
me.
I'm catching
I swear
every other wood.
All right.
I'm catching every other wood, man.
Spago opens in 1982. Wolfgang's idea was to put a giant pizza oven in the center of the restaurant, along with the suggestion of his partner Barbara Lazaroff. They wanted it to be a giant show. The star of that show was Ed Ledoux making the fancy pizzas. He made a Peking duck pizza that all the celebrity clientele, they loved it.
What was the duck peeking at?
Huh? Duck's peeking at you. Why are you peeking at me? Were you peeking at me? No, don't peek at you. Peek at yourself. The Peking duck pizza was one of Spago's highlight menu items. Larry Flax, Rick Rosenfield. Now, they wanted to start their own pizzeria. They saw Ed Ledoux as the real talent of that restaurant. I'd say they also saw me as the real talent of that restaurant. But they were the ones that funded the first California Pizza Kitchen opened in Beverly Hills with Ed Ledoux at the helm. Now, they thought people they love. Hi, sweetie.
Are there still orange groves in California?
No. No more orange groves. The oranges are mostly used to traffic other oranges.
What do you mean?
They knew that the fancy pizzas with fancy ingredients were a big selling point. However, they knew that they had to make them much, much cheaper. So the Peking duck pizza, the smoked salmon pizza with the caviar, that was no longer on the menu. They had things like barbecue chicken pizza. But the original California Pizza Kitchen menu also had crazy things like rabbit sausage. You ever eat rabbit sausage?
You ask a lot of questions.
The barbecue chicken pizza is the most important pizza in the history of the world because it opened up Pandora's box. The entire culinary canon was open to now being put on a pizza. The toothpaste is out of the tube and it is not going back in. Onward and upward, on to the future. 1992, Jesus Christ, that's bright. 1992, rough year for me. Technically, my business did have a sting operation from a 3-lettered anagram agency. I'm not going to tell you which one. 1992, California Pizza Kitchen explodes. 26 locations. Next slide. Now you can find California Pizza Kitchen over 200 locations internationally. Who the heck is this guy? He looks like a fine young entrepreneur. I'd like to take him onto my team. You can find them in the frozen aisle of every major grocery store. That is how big of an innovation California Pizza Kitchen was. Meanwhile, my business, not doing great. Can I have a job?
I'm a woman.
It's a fair point. Jesus Christ, it's bright in here. Wait, I stared right into the light, and it actually is so bright in here. I can't see anything with the sunglasses on. I haven't been able to see anything the whole time. California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken pizza. Truly, I think it's the best pizza of all time, and I'm going to show you how to make it. First up, this jacket's going to get so wrecked by the end of this. We're going to make the dough here. So typical Neapolitan pizza dough only would have salt, flour, maybe olive oil, and yeast in it. But California style pizza, they started introducing things like honey. And then that gave way to other California pizza makers like, say, Nancy Silverton of Mozza, who did a lot for the pizza world. So like, I think this is kind of the progenitor of really changing the entire game of pizza. I'm going to take some yeast. Boom, bloom that in water. I grew up eating at California Pizza Kitchen all the time. It was truly my favorite place to go. The excitement of being able to get like peanut sauce with chicken and bean sprouts on a pizza was just one of the greatest things of all time. The Jamaican jerk chicken pizza, y'all ever the tostada pizza with the refried beans? Dude, man, early 2000s CPK, there was nothing like it. I wish I could go back. If I could go back to one time in history, I would go to 1985 with the original California Pizza Kitchen. Wouldn't kill Hitler. No, straight to 1985. Anyway, so we're gonna make the barbecue sauce. We have added water, we have added vinegar. I'm gonna add a little touch of liquid smoke because this is an artificially smoky barbecue sauce. That is part of what makes it delicious. You can just huff that. Brown sugar, mustard. Someone do it, mustard?
On the beat, ho.
No, you gotta yell, mustard! Okay. We're gonna add some cayenne in there. We're adding garlic powder, we're so in sync. Cumin, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this up. We're just gonna wait for all that sugar to melt down. I think a lot of food innovation, hear me out, comes from people realizing the fact that Americans really like sugar. I think that's a real thing. Come here. I think it's a real thing. You know about the Korean taco movement? It's the first time people had ever had meat marinated in sugar inside of a taco. And we're like, wow, that's incredible. What a lovely time. I'm gonna drop some honey into my wets. Perfect. The honey actually helps the yeast bloom in this situation. It helps the yeast eat all the sugars. And then I'm just gonna mix all the wets together. I'm gonna drop this right into the dough. Stir it real quick. I like to form my dough outside of the bowl of the stand mixer. That way I can just add it directly to the stand mixer and then let that run. So now we have like a rough dough formed. Go in there, give it a nice little tossy toss. Barbecue sauce all the way to the edge. Boy, do I hate cooking in long sleeves, man. Okay, that kind of got it rough. Now we're going to go smoked Gouda, selling the barbecue sauce theme. We got smoky cheese on there and mozzarella. I'm actually gonna put the Gouda on the bottom because Gouda doesn't melt and brown as well as mozzarella, which is the joy of the duality of cheeses on here. Fantastic, gonna go on with the mozz. Mozzarella's down. Now we are simply going to throw these onions on. Get those all around the pizza. You get like one crunch of onion every 3 bites. That's what you want. And now our nominal amounts of chicken just for protein. I don't even think this pizza really needed the chicken, but it had the chicken. There you have it. We're gonna top this with cilantro after it comes out of the oven. This is sliding. This is feeling good. Here we have the California Pizza Kitchen barbecue chicken pizza, greatest pizza of all time.
Hello, I'm a nameless, faceless woman of the 40s. Welcome to my presentation. We're going to be talking about St. Louis style pizza. And you can't start this story without mentioning Amedeo Fiore. Yes, that's right. He came to America by way of Naples. First he settled in Chicago, and then he moved to St. Louis with his lovely wife, Elizabeth. Isn't she an absolute stunner?
I'd hit. I'd hit.
All right.
You'd hit? No, I never hit a woman.
I believe he's complimenting her. Our lovely Amedeo was a singer, a tenor to be exact. He was also a car salesman, a handyman, and he worked for an electric company. But after a while, he scrounged up money to own a lovely business with a basement and restaurant space in 1945 in the Melrose Apartments in St. Louis. Look at those beautiful tablecloths. They had chairs.
Likely place for them to be.
The original name was the Melrose Cafe. They changed it to the original Neapolitan Pizzeria, decided that was a mouthful, changed it back to the Melrose Pizzeria. During this time, there was a large crime syndicate going on around there, but I won't talk about that too much. In order to make a really good St. Louis style pizza, there's 3 things you need. You need an unleavened crust and an incredibly sweet sauce with lots of oregano. And then we have Provel cheese, a cheese that's made as a combination of cheddar, Swiss, and provolone, known for its gooey texture and a very, very sharp taste.
How much for the arch?
I'm sorry?
The arch, St. Louis arch, how much?
Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to handle money.
Where are you gonna
Again, nameless and faceless woman from the 40s.
Keep it in St. Louis. That's what.
That's
right? That's what. No, I want the arch.
Next slide. One of the most well-known pizzerias to sell St. Louis style pizza is Emo's Pizzeria. Opened by Ed Emo and Margie Emo in the 60s. They have over 100 locations, mostly in the St. Louis area. They also have locations in Kansas and Illinois. As you can see, this pizza's not cut in triangles. They're cut in squares. Aren't they nice? Look at the squares.
Does anyone know what's inside the arch? Have you looked inside the arch?
Is he talking to me? My chaperone isn't present, sir.
You're really obsessed with this arch.
I love the arch. I want the arch.
The reason why they're cut into little squares like this, also known as tavern cut or party cut, is because Ed Emo was known to be a tile layer. So he inspired the cut. Do you have any questions, gentlemen?
I hate this. I hate everything that's going on.
All right.
To be clear, it's not because you're a woman.
No.
It's about the pizza.
Thank you. Some people say that St. Louis style pizza isn't really pizza, but the people that say that are B-list YouTubers.
It's not about me. It's not about me. Blaine Ratliff.
Hello. I've decided to name myself It's Edith. Did everybody like the transatlantic accent? Is everybody into it? So we're gonna start with our lovely dough. Now I did say it was unleavened originally, but I'm not so sure if that's true. It's more of an unyeasted dough. But there is a little bit of baking powder in there, which is gonna give us a slight lift, but it's nothing substantial the way that a classic Neapolitan pizza dough or a Pizza Hut pizza dough or Domino's pizza dough is. So we got some warm water, some AP flour, some olive oil, spilled all over this nice machine, baking powder, salt, and then a little bit of brown rice syrup. Now this imparts a nice sweetness. Just add a little bit there, then let it rip, yeah? So I'm just gonna let that go for a little bit. And then we're gonna get started on the sauce. Now this sauce over here, it is an uncooked, very, very sweet tomato sauce. So we're gonna start with crushed tomatoes, some tomato paste, add it all in there. So much sugar, so much sugar. Lots of oregano, and a hefty pinch of salt. And I'm gonna go ahead and immersion blend that. Now, did they have immersion blenders back in the 40s? I wouldn't know. All right, we are ready to assemble our gorgeous St. Louis style pizza. Now, for all the haters who happen to be my motivators, they say this pizza isn't real pizza. Well, I say innovation is where it all starts, honey. So I'm literally gonna roll this out until it is as thin as cracker dough. We're trying to make a cracker. Oh, and fun fact, we have some really awesome cheese in the house. We literally got imported Emo's roped Provel cheese. It looks like a, here, I'll do it for you, Taylor. It looks like a brain. That's a really good selling point, if you ask me. Make this as round as my little freaking hands and brain can make it. No, I can do it. I'm smart and I'm capable. A nice smattering of pizza sauce. And hey, if you see this pizza magically a lot rounder, oops. I'm gonna break apart this brain cheese. Let me taste a little bit of it. Yeah, wow, you definitely, wow, the provolone flavor is so incredibly strong. And then I'm gonna thumb some sausage, some raw sausage on there. And I don't know, I feel like a little bit of sausage on this pizza will really cinch the win for me, you know? So we're gonna put that in an oven. It's gonna get nice and toasty and gorgeous and delicious. We're gonna cut it into some freaking squares or rectangles. I still don't know. But by the time you're back, it's gonna be a gorgeous thing to behold.
Name's Vincenzo Penealavaca. Nice to meet you. My father, Benny Penealavaca, my mother, Polly Penealavaca. You might not have heard of them, but if you've heard of pizza, you've heard of Lombardi's Pizza. Now Lombardi, right here on the right, that handsome fella. Now the story goes, Lombardi opened a really famous pizza joint, and I don't want to get into the fact that it was actually my father and the Penealavaca family that put him there, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. Lombardi came to the US and he said, you know what, that crazy Neapolitan bastard, he said, I'm gonna make a pizza joint. Now Gennaro Lombardi, some people say that before him there was a guy named Filippo Maloni. They didn't care about the Italians coming over. They were writing their names down wrong, couldn't get a legitimate business going. People say that's why Filippo Maloni didn't get the credit he deserves. But Gennaro, he came in and he said, I'm gonna do it right. So Lombardi goes, he takes over this pizza joint, that's what they say, and he starts making Neapolitan style pizza. These poor Italians all over, you know, they can't run a legitimate business. My father, however, you know, he created the biggest legitimate pizza business in New York, pizza business. And the thing about Neapolitan style pizza is, you know, it's got a fluffy crust, all right? It's got a nice little chew, but not too much chew. It's not too tough. It's airy, it's light. You get the big slices of mozzarella, that cooked down sauce, tangy sauce. But you know, over time, New York hustle and bustle, you got things going on, you want to take a slice on the go. See, in Neapolitan style of pizza, you sit down, you have a glass of red wine, you have a cigar. You know, New Yorkers on the move. I'm on the move. I'm on the move all the time.
How much for the statue of the Green Lady?
The Green Lady?
Yeah.
Was the Green Lady around in 1905? New York pizza evolved, but Lombardi Gennaro, he started it all. He made New York pizza. He got the institution. I mean, talking about guys coming here to train with him. He's training pizza makers. He's the best pizza chef out there. And my father built the biggest pizza empire New York City's ever seen.
Why are you pausing so long before you say pizza?
My father's pizza empire?
Yeah, there's a long pause there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to press.
You want to talk to my father?
I don't want to talk to you about it.
You want to talk to my mother?
I certainly don't
You don't want to talk to my
I
mother.
want to talk to your mother.
You don't want to talk to Paul. When she gets going, she gets going. You don't want to talk to Mama Paul. Now, here's the thing. I forgot what was on this slide, what I was going to say. This is just the pizza. Now, Lombardi still operates in Little Italy today. And you know what else still operates? Is my father's pizza empire.
There it is again.
To this day. I don't know what you're talking about with the pauses.
Good affectation.
I don't get it. Does anybody else know what he's talking about?
I feel like he's implying
Just
something.
talking. You hear what? You hear the pause?
Oh,
You're
yes.
both crazy. You're a woman. Why are you talking to me?
All right.
Why are you talking to me? You're crazy.
No, I think you don't need to do that. You don't need to take that from him. Watch out for any people with 3 letters on vests coming into your father's pizza business.
3 letters on the vest.
3 letters on vest. Nothing good happens.
You're gonna get a letter on a vest.
Nope.
Where the letter's gonna go?
It's not good. It's not good for you. It's gonna be bad for your
Look,
pizza business.
Lombardi's a great man. My father was a great man. My mother was a great woman. All right, and I'm gonna be a great man. Vincenzo Panialavaca. You look out for me, okay? I'm gonna be in your history books. Vincenzo Panialavaca. It's me. Vincenzo Panialavaca. And I came into this room today prepared to do this character the whole time, so that's what I'm gonna do. You're getting a full, whatever. How long is the runtime on this show? 25 minutes of Vincenzo Panialavaca. Look, we're making a pizza, and I'm gonna do it like Saint Lombardi would have wanted. Neapolitan style. Now, if you notice, here's my dough ingredients. I'm gonna get this going in the mixer. There's the flour. Gonna get this yeast blooming. And the thing about a Neapolitan, there's no sugar and there's no oil in the dough. It's 4 ingredients, and that's all you need. It's gonna get light, every crust. This is 00 flour pizza flour. It's gonna encourage less gluten development. You don't want a lot of gluten. You know what my pa said about having a lot of gluten? And I'm gonna get some olive oil and butter going in this pot. Now, goddamn butter. I told you the story of Lombardi, and now you're gonna hear the facts. Okay, my father, Benny Panialavaca, came over here. He had 1 extra shirt and about $2 American to his name. And he said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna build the biggest pizza empire that New York City's ever seen. Now, my father came over here and ran into a man, Tony Soprasetta. Tony Soprasetta, big pizza business in New York. One of the prominent pizza business owners in New York. And you know what he said to him? He said, Tony, he said, I want to take this over with you. I think together we can build the biggest pizza empire that New York has ever seen. Well, my father, you know, he's a rat bastard, that guy. Because you know what he did while he's talking to Tony Soprasetta? He goes over to his buddy, Donatello Mortadella. You know what he says to Donnie? What he says to Donnie is he says, hey, I'm talking to Tony. I'm gaining his trust. He said, we're gonna build this pizza empire together. But you know what he did? He went to Donnie Mortadella and he said, Donnie, you and me, we can take Soprasetta down. Now, Donnie, obviously, is a sandwich guy. Sandwich pizza, 2 different worlds. But they worked together if it was mutually beneficial. So my daddy stuck it to that bastard, Tony Soprasetta. Well, you know, this is sort of the pizza making process. It's not very glamorous. But, you know, behind the scenes, some dark, dirty stuff going on in the pizza world. Yeah, all right, these onions, this garlic's looking good. I'm gonna give it a little seasoning. I'm gonna give it a little salt, come on. Can't be too generous with the salt. Gonna get a little bit of thyme going in there. Little red pepper flake. This is how you do it Neapolitan style. Little oregano and some sugar. You're gonna get that sweetness, all right? I'm gonna get all that mixed around in there with the garlic and onions. Look at that. You know what, I'm just gonna go for the pour. Oh, yeah. You know, it's gonna splash a little bit, but the pizza business can get kind of dirty. Now, here's the thing about a Neapolitan sauce. It's gonna get cooked down for a long time. So I'm gonna get that going in there, heating up, and that's gonna simmer forever. All right, this yeast is blown. I'm gonna put the water in there. Gonna get this going. Knead it up. You know what though? I mean, this is what Lombardi was doing day in, day out. Oh, sorry, these newfangled machines. My father always said, he said, life, it's a lot like a pizza. You know, you're born, you start out, you're kind of just a little ball, a little pale ball. Then you get some red stuff on you, you come out, little red stuff. You go in the oven at some point and you come out and you're beautiful and tasty. Think that was a metaphor for puberty or something, I don't know. Not all of it made sense, but you know what he did do is he created one of the largest pizza businesses of all time in New York City. I've been told by the production team that I have enough cheese. So I'm gonna stop with the cheese. I'm gonna get to the dough. Now dough, much like me when I was a baby. Did I already do the baby metaphor? I think I did. Some beautiful, oh my God. This is so light and fluffy, I already feel it. So we're just gonna get this to a nice round circle. Oh, I forgot I was still holding this. Not gonna let it go though, it's like a little pacifier for me. Oh, there it goes. Gonna give this a little light saucing. I don't want my sauce to be all the way on the edges. I don't like that. I don't like my pizza cut in squares. I'm just gonna start tossing some big, chunky slices of mozz. None of that shredded junk. I like big, circle-looking shapes. And we're gonna save the basil. We're gonna do fresh basil at the end. I tell you what, I am gonna pick a beautiful little leaf here, just to show you. Look at that. Italian grown basil. That's what they told me. They just told me it's grown in Italia.
Mr. Penne alla vodka? Unnamed woman from the 1940s?
It's Edith!
Edith from the 1940s. We have the 3 pizzas in front of us. I think we should start with the oldest in history.
The oldest and the best.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So
Yeah. Yes! Wow!
I mean, that's so freaking good.
This is why we
What?
Do you need something for that nose?
A little Parmesan cheese, if you know what I mean, huh?
Don't ever have your elbow touch my upper arm ever again!
Yeah, I know how to cook a pizza. That's what happens when you own the most successful pizza business in New York City.
Don't like that pause.
I love the pause. I think it's sweet. Speaking of sweet, time for St. Louis style pizza.
Now, why the hell is it cut in squares?
Well, if you were listening to my lovely presentation,
I
I
wasn't.
told you that Ed Emo was once a tire layer.
He was in the tile business. Now, do you understand?
This is an affront to mankind.
I don't understand it, but I'm gonna give it a fair shake. No.
Saint Lombardi is rolling in his grave.
What's the problem?
Why does St. Louis pizza, forgive me, I'm sorry, the entire state of Missouri is lost for me with the Eagles beating the Chiefs and now me on St. Louis pizza. This just doesn't feel like a meal in a way. This feels like a party appetizer, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the point.
I guess so.
You eat it with your friends.
Going from this to that, it's pretty jarring.
I love, Provel cheese is really great. I want to use Provel cheese for other things because it has that like processed kind of nature to it. Like I want to melt that on a sandwich. On the pizza, I like the way it browns, but there's no like pull and chew to Provel, you know what I mean?
But there is goo.
There's no pull, no chew, all goo, Provel cheese. Welcome to St. Louis. What's inside the arch? Nobody knows. Now to the winning pizza. Mr. Penne alla vodka, this is gonna blow your freaking mind right here. Grab a slice.
It means a lot to me to eat this pizza.
Now.
Where's the red? Where's the tomatoes?
So brown. Well, there's a whole tube of tomato paste in there.
Tomato.
I feel like I'm transcending into like
Oh my
a
God.
new dimension that I haven't
Oh my
been to since I was like 11. You know what I mean?
You ever want to throw up from pure joy?
Why
What'd
does
you
it-
say that sauce was again?
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Newfangled idea coming out of Texas.
Texas.
Did this come out of your mouth? Or did it come out of mine?
We will be ranking the pizzas on the scale of both historicity and taste. And you cannot vote for your own.
Why is there only 2 spots?
What do you mean?
What do you mean there's only 2 spots?
You don't rank your own.
What?
You don't
Then
rank
how
your
you-
own.
Did I do this right?
Then how do you know?
Oh, that's how you spell penne alla vodka.
For the history ranking.
out of 5.
Who's the best storyteller?
No, it's more like
No.
which holds the most significance in history.
Oh,
Or like,
okay. No, I get it.
This part's all cracked. I hate this. I don't like it.
Oh my god.
All right, the scores have been tabulated. Let's check them out. Thank you so much, Vanna. In third place. Yeah, it's you. Yeah, it's you. Yeah, it's you. St. Louis Pizza with 6 total points out of 20.
6 out of 20?
It's not bad. No, that's pretty good. It's a C. And in first place, the winner of the greatest pizza in history. Drum roll. The greatest pizza in history. We have Trevor Benale Vodka, New York, with 19 total. Look how official this is. 19 total out of 20.
How much did your pizza get?
I got 16. Listen, for a fringe pizza, that is a damn good showing.
Wait, how many points did you give Nicole's pizza?
I had one. Oh yeah, I suppose I had 1 total. 0 historical value.
Really?
I thought I
gave it
1 point for
1
taste.
point out of 10?
Because I kept eating it. And I like the sausage.
You guys are
Oh,
monsters.
man.
Absolute monsters.
This is incredible though. I hope y'all had a fun time.
I had fun with you guys. I had a good
I had
time.
fun. I'm just.
I had a good
I have a patina of sauce.
I had a good time
covering
with you guys.
it. Thank you so much, and thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Oh, I interrupted you. Oh, say something.
I was just gonna say it's rare I shake hands with a woman.
Welcome to the future, handsome.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by Mythical Kitchen. You can go home now.
You know, somehow we don't have gas burners, but there's still a gas leak in here. Somehow.
Wrist up your next fire meal with the Mythical Kitchen utensil set, available now at mythical.com.